This is Greg Noyes, Pacific West Home Inspections, and today is December 28th, and 2014, and I'm in Monrovia. It's a 1950 home, and first thing I want to do is go over how to shut off the different utilities. On the north side of the house, you have water lines coming up. And the underground ones are copper, and when it goes in the house, it looks like it's copper too. This is probably the main water shutoff, and I understand there's another one near the rear of the house. This red cap device is on your gas line, and this is a seismic gas shutoff valve. It's anchored in properly. It's not required up in Monrovia, but it's always a good thing to have. So in a 5.4 earthquake, you'll shut off, and to reset it, there's a little chain here you pull down, and that will reset it. And that's what you have. Now on the south side of the house, we find the electrical meter and power box, and that's a Zinsco. When I get over there, we'll have more information on that. So we're on the south side of the house, and they have a Zinsco panel here, and the main shutoff is right here, these breakers here. And it's a 100 amp service. Now there's been some problems with these panels over the years. You notice there's a couple of open areas here, open breaker, so they need to be covered over. And Zinsco, on the report, I'll have a website you can go to and get some more information on it. And looks like when they shot the texture here, they shot everything. And then the power line is not anchored, and we'll have another shot of that when I do the roof inspection. And as we come down the south side of the house, a couple of things I noticed. Missing covers, weather covers on your outlets, exterior outlets. And then this patio overhang, looks like some damaged wood, the sheathing, and so when we go to the roof, we'll take a look at that as well. So our next thing we're going to do is go to the roof. We're going to go up and climb the roof. So we're on the roof here, and it's a shingle. And this type of product has a 25-year roof serviceable life to it. There's two areas where they have a 90-weight cap sheet. One is at the rear patio overhang or porch overhang, and this here is down to the base material, and right now has zero life left to it, so this needs to be replaced. And then the other area needs some help or replacement is the valley between the kitchen and the hallways. And when they re-roof the main roof here, they repaired the front area, the top area, and you can see the transition here. This is the older cap sheet, and the rocks are coming loose. There's some areas where there's some bare areas, and ponding. There's areas of ponding here. So the ventilation in the attic is these half domes, which we always like to see it. It's good ventilation. And while we're over in the south side, we'll look at the power cables. There's a strain on the service cable coming into the house. There's a tree limb hanging on it, and I'm going to bring the camera down. As the wires enter the house mast head, there's no anchor points, so the anchor wire is no longer anchoring to anything. So the strain of it is on these cartridges, splicing cartridges, and they'll come loose if there's a heavy wind. So I'm going to bring the camera around, and we're going to walk over to the middle of the house where we have the vents for the furnace and water heater. back before 1978, they used a product called Transite for venting and so forth, vent pipes, and this is what you have here. The newer requirements for furnaces and water heaters is to use a Type B dual wall metal pipe, and so when you change out your water heater or furnace, you want to make sure the specialist changes these out as well. That means removal and then going back with the metal dual wall pipe. And then these are set too low too. You're at the peak of the roof. It's a windy area, so preferably you want to see these up about 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet high. So you got that. There's a couple of solar tube vents. There's a pipe coming up. It looks like could be a water line. Maybe it was a fire sprinkler system at one time. And the chimney here, the cap, there's a couple minor cracks in it, and we're worried about water getting down in the system and rusting out the 4 rebars. There's one in each corner, and they'll spall out, and then you get cracks down here. Today I didn't see any cracks, so that's good. And there is a spark arrestor rain cap on top of that. Now antennas, we don't like them mounted on the chimneys, and so that'll be on the report as well. There is a couple of trees on the west side, and you got some bushes growing up here, and a lot of leaves up here, so you want to sweep down your roof minimum of once a year. And we'll just go over to the rear porch again and eyeball the area that's deteriorated. So right above that area where we saw the wood deterioration or damage is a ponding area here. So water sits here, and it's probably found a way to get into the system. It could be from these leaks, these open gaps here, over here. Beautiful lot, a lot of vegetation, and we'll look at the garage areas next. So observe the flow of the water here. It's quite a very good flow, and then we're going to put on the hub. Diminished flow, so we call this a scalding condition, and it's got galvanized pipes. Most likely it still has the galvanized pipe.